I made it to the chair. All right, SLY's finished. Her show's over. And I am going to test to see what. I'm closing Windows so that my screen is not a mess. All right, first, let's find out if we've got a microphone working, and it seems to be working. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. You sure you could hear me? Yes, I'm sure I could hear you. What do you think? I'm going to lie to my own self? All right, where's my water? Because I've got... I got to take a sip of water. All right, so this stream is probably not going to make any sense, but hey. A lot of my live streams don't make sense. Oh, Charles is here. Scott's here. I had a lot of problem with my show tonight, guys. So I'm turning the cup so it looks nice. The problem is I created a problem. Okay, so I was talking to Randy and he says, send me some footage from the Sony E10. I said, okay, I'll send you some footage. A minute or two. Would that be okay? Okay, so let's move this. I think I need the microphone needs to be a little bit more in front of me. I got these clips here so that the wires will stay out of the way. So let me just turn that around real quick. Boring. Peter, you got silence. You got dead air. All right, so I want this wire to stay out of my way. That's the whole point. I want the wire. Hi, Scotty, you just got home. Where'd you go? So, oh, we got all kinds of dots now. I don't know what the heck that means. Oh, those were lights. We got 4 people in here in the after. My show's over, guys. I finished it, and then we went and we did SLY's show. But I got myself a little agitated because the Sony would not work properly. It kept blacking out, or keeps blacking out. So I'm trying to figure out why. Okay? So before you start to try to answer the question, escúchame, listen for a second. At first, I thought the camera was overheating. Then I ruled that out. I don't even know what camera I'm on. I'm on that one, okay? So at first I thought the camera was overheating, and I ruled that out. So I thought the ATEM Mini was overheating. So, oh, Scotty says he went to the nightclub with some friends, lady friends. Good. And Carlos is here. Hi, Carlos. I love you. I tease you so much. I'm beginning to wonder if you think I'm insulting you, and I don't mean to be insulting you. I'm trying to get comfortable, okay, because I was just crawling under the cabinets and everything. So I'm trying to give an overview of what was going on, all right? I don't know if you're interested, if you're not interested. The reason that I'm live, honestly, right now is I want to see if the Sony E10 is going to go black. If it goes black, something timed out, something turned off. And that's what was annoying me during my live show tonight. So I would unplug the camera and it wouldn't come back on. But the camera never went off. That's what the problem is. So after a long series of plug and unplug, changing the cable, changing the HDMI cable, changing the path, doing everything, I came to the incorrect conclusion that the ATEM Mini was overheating. Okay, so you know the packing tapes that are you pull the roll of tape and you close up some boxes with it so you can ship it out UPS or by the post office or something. You must know what I'm talking about. Charles, you sent me some lenses. You must have had them packed somehow, right? So you must have used some tape to actually, tape the boxes closed. So I have one that's finished, so it's a cardboard roll, and it's ready to go in the garbage. So I didn't throw it in the garbage for some reason. It still sat over there. So I took it and put it underneath the ATEM mini box. And the reason for that, let's raise this up and bring this around, okay? Because I want the wire to stay away from me, okay? The bottom of the ATEM mini is red hot, so I'm thinking, if the camera's not overheating, maybe it's the ATEM mini that's overheating. So I raised it up. And then we went, I closed my show down. My camera had gone black. This one right here, that one went black. I was blaming the camera for the longest time. But the camera doesn't shut off. It's the LCD screen is on. It didn't go like I overheated or it's timed out. So during the show tonight, I decided I'm going to unplug the ATEM mini, which is sitting over there. And when I did that and then replug the ATEM mini back in, then it came back on. And it's like, hello? I'm pointing to the actual camera that gave me the problem. Okay, so I'm going to turn the LCD screen all the way out so I can watch the camera. Okay. All right, so I'm in the process of getting comfortable. All right, so the Sony E10, it's a little tiny little camera. Actually, it's the camera I recommend to just about everybody, because for $600-700, you're hot to go. You got USB-C for webcam, you got HDMI, you got the whole shebang. Okay, so I just read your comment. I'll get to that in a second, Scott. So basically, the camera is not overheating. So it's got to be the ATEM mini that's overheating. And the camera goes black. And I don't like that. And you don't either, because I just wind up disappearing. So if it actually does that, I'm trying to move this mic. There we go. Hi there. I'm trying to bring the wire up. There we go. Wire up. Okay, so if you're wondering, what the heck is he doing? Well, I want to use the mouse, and the mic and the wire is in the way. Now I got it out of the way. So I'm doing something interesting. So anyway, long story short, I decided I need to bypass this whole crap, all of this stuff. So the ATEM mini, do you know what that is? That's that little black box. And it, am I getting stuttering now? Just what, well, I don't have it on this camera. So the little black box, and you can put up to 4 cameras, and you got 4 buttons, and you could switch the cameras. So I have another system in here, and it runs all the cameras. I don't have room for another camera. So I wanted to add another camera while I'm sitting here in the chair. Simple as pie, right? This is not rocket science. So I plugged the camera into the ATEM mini. And that was the start of the problems. Okay, so I'm fidgeting with this until I get the wires the way I like them. If I don't break this. This is like a potato chip bag. Okay. Now, the ATEM mini actually, when I was doing the live streaming years ago, the ATEM mini works with a much cleaner, nicer picture when you're running everything through HDMI instead of the newfangled USB-C that everybody is going to. The USB-C doesn't seem to have enough of a highway. Yet everybody uses the USB-C. You plug a camera right into your computer and you're broadcasting. So what I did after SLY show was done is I went live. As soon as I went live, bing, bang, boom, the camera went black. And I'm going like, it's out to get me. What the heck is going on? So I said, okay, I'm going to bypass the USB-C highway completely. So I plugged in an HDMI cable from the ATEM Mini into a hub to receive the signal through the HDMI cable. So the actual, if you watch the first part of the show, which no one here did, all right, Scotty's here, Carlos is here, and Charles is here. None of you guys were in the show from 10 to 11, okay? So you would be able to compare the quality of this camera because now everything is running on an HDMI highway. Before, it was running an HDMI highway from the camera to the ATEM switcher. From the ATEM switcher is going into the computer, which is under it, by USB-C. Now, this camera that you're seeing now never enters into that 1080 switcher. It stays 4K all the way out the door to your house. Okay? So I'm just waiting to see if we're going to have an, excuse me, an overheating problem or not. I don't know. So the only way to find out if the thing is out to get me is to go live. So I'm live and you're here. Carlos is here. Scotty's here. Charles is here. I'm here. Okay, so, all right. So Carlos said he's back. I'm guessing he's referring to me. Yeah, I'm back. How come it didn't come up? Ah, it does work. Okay. I guess it's that time. Let's make this a little smaller and move it into the center. There we go. And move it down, down, down. Okay. Now we'll lock it back up. All right, so I guess I'm just going to sit here and talk until I find out if this thing is going to go black like it did. Now, Jeff was there earlier tonight. So I don't know, Jeff, if you got to see the camera go black or not. So I just rerouted everything. The E10 is now running all the way to the computer, I believe via HDMI, but I'm not quite sure, okay? So we'll see what happens with that. So the sound is coming through USB, but the picture is not. All right. So I was trying to say hello to Carlos, so I did say hi, and then I was rude and started playing with all this stuff. All right. Now this does seem a little finicky to me. It looks like it's skipping, and I don't know why. And right now, I don't really care, okay? I just need it to stay on. So that's what I'm working on now. We'll deal with skipping. So why does this look like I'm so short? Because you are short. You know, you don't have to tell everybody. Okay, that's better. Doesn't take much to please me. All right, so now we're waiting. We're sitting here twiddling our thumbs, and we're just gonna talk, okay? To see if the Sony goes black. Let's see about the smoothness. Does it look a little stuttery? Let's move this. All right, so I'm gonna sway. It looks a little bit stuttery to me, just a little bit choppy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the ATEM software. Come back here. I'm talking. Okay, and I'm going to come into the ATEM software, and I'm going to see if it's actually set to 24p because we're running 24p, or if it's set to 30p. And it is. It's set to 24p. So what's up with that? 1080, 24p. It does have an auto mode. Let's try that and see if that changes anything. Okay, and now let's click done and close that out. And now we'll see, still looks just as choppy to me. Okay. So let's make sure that I'm running 24p here and not 30p, 24p. And there's one other thing to check, and that's the camera. So excusez-moi while I go look at the LCD and read and see if it says 24. All right, everything checks out at 24p across the board. So everything is cool. So I'm guessing it would be because I'm going through a hub and I wasn't able to move that. If I had a half a brain, I would have moved that too. Okay. So we're running at 24p across the board. I'm going to take a sip of water if you'd like to join me. All right, so there's nothing I can do with the jerkiness at this point. I'm going to have to reroute some cables. But we're off the USB highway now. Now we're on, see, I can see it being jerky right now. Jerky, jerky, jerky. What can I tell you? All right, so we got 7 people in here. What are you guys doing? Funny. Funny's here. It's choppy. Jeff is here. It looks jerky. Okay, I agree. I can see it right here. Jeff says, yes, jerky. And you move back and forwards. It's something to do with the frame rate. Okay, so it does have everything to do with the frame rate. If the frame rates are wrong, it'll be jerky. So if all the frame rates are set properly, and that's what I just got out of the chair to go check. All the frame rates are set properly. So if I go to the Panasonic and I sway back and forth, okay. Okay, so now with the Panasonic, it's not jerky. All right. So this looks fine. Now the E10's got a completely different highway, and that's where the jerkiness is coming from. So I took it off of the USB highway because it kept going black, and I couldn't solve that. So now I'm actually on an HDMI highway. So the only thing that I can actually change now is take it off of the USB hub and try to plug that directly smack dab into the computer. I'm not sure if I have a plug for that. Okay, so let's do that. Let's lock this in place. Okay, now I'm on this mic, so I can't take it with me. So you're going to see an empty chair for a minute, enjoy. Okay, so what I'm going to do, actually, what Funny Fest is saying, I'm going to change the port. If the Panasonic is choppy, it shouldn't be. That would mean a problem with the computer. And the only thing I can think of is to try, let's try something else that's different. I'm going to come out of Ecamm and come back in and see if I can resume. If I can't, I'm going to start a new